Hello guys, today I'm gonna demonstrate how you install a Windows Server 2019 operating system on a VMware box. As you can see here, I have already loaded the operating system. I go to settings and I've created the basic template, which is so easy to create in a VMware workstation. I've configured this with 4 GB of memory. I have 2 processors, a hard disk with 30 GB of space, and I've loaded the ISO file here, and now I power this machine on. Now here you get a few options, whether you want to install a Windows Server 2019 Standard or a Windows Server 2019 Standard Desktop Experience, or Server 2019 Data Center, or a Server 2019 Data Center Desktop Experience. So here, if you what does it mean by the desktop experience? Means that if you choose this option, then you will see an operating system with a GUI interface, whereas if you click the operating system which doesn't have a desktop experience option, then you will be installing a core where you will have to manage the server with just the command prompt or PowerShell or sconfig. Here I want to install a 2019 standard GUI version. I click next. So it's almost completing the installation, the very basic installation. Okay, now that it has completed the basic configuration, it has gone for a reboot, and I've got my server interface. This is the welcoming interface of a Windows Server 2019. Let it be standard or let it be a data center version. Now, the first and foremost thing is we leave the operating system to install the VMware tools. It's always recommended that you install the VMware tools to get the maximum performance and features of VMware. So then only after installing this VMware, the server will go for a reboot and you'll get a full bigger interface, a GUI. We'll see how it works. Okay, so now the installation of the VMware tool is almost complete, and now you can see a bigger interface. And if I click the full screen here in VMware, you get a bigger screen, and now you should go for a restart for VMware to apply the entire set of its configurations. So the server has gone for its reboot. There you go. Now I'll have to log in. So this is a test environment, and even if it's a test environment, I always follow the best practice of giving complex passwords. Now, once your basic installation of a server is done and you get the server interface, you go to Server Manager. The first and foremost thing that you need to do is you just rename the server. Okay, in order to rename the server, I go to the Server Manager and I click Local Server. So generally, when you start a server, when a server turns on, automatically the Server Manager pops in. If you don't see that, you can go to the Windows Start button and you can see that there's something called Server Manager, or you can search for it, Server Manager. Okay, click here. This will take you to the welcoming screen of Server Manager, and then you go to the local server for you to rename the server. Okay, and here you will see a couple of options. Computer name is a very complicated name, difficult for you to remember, and it is a workgroup machine. It's not joined to a domain. You can see the Windows Defender firewall is turned on, and some information about the Windows updates, time zone. Okay, all these things are there. So I change the computer name to, let's say, mail srv01, and I don't have a domain for the moment, and I leave it to the workgroup. Okay, all right, close and restart. Right, so the server has rebooted. Okay, I'll give the password. And I need to check whether the server name is changed now. Okay, I'll wait for the server manager to open. Now, right now, we have installed a server with a GUI. Normally, if you don't want to see your server with a GUI and you think it's for better performance, it's better to install a server with a core. You can still, from the GUI, you just remove the GUI role in the server manager, and you can switch after doing the very basic configuration like giving the IP address and all. If you are someone who doesn't have a good knowledge in managing a server with a command prompt or PowerShell, you can do the very basic stuff like giving the necessary basic configurations like IP addressing and all in using the GUI. And once your basic configurations is done, you can switch over back to the server core for the better performance. So let me see. Yes, my computer name is changed now. Okay, and another thing, always make sure that you have configured the appropriate date and time and time zone properly. And okay, and here it gives some information about my operating system version, Microsoft Windows Server 2019 standard. It gives me an information that this is built on a VMware environment, and the total disk space is 30 GB, memory 4 GB. And now I would like to configure the IP address. Okay, so always I use a shortcut ncpa.cpl command switch to change the IP address. Okay, I go to my adapter. And for now, I don't want to leave it to obtaining IP address automatically. I don't have a DHCP server here. I give the following IP address: 192.168.0.1 or maybe 5. Okay, I don't have a gateway now. Okay, yeah, I don't have a DNS server either. Okay, let me see if the changes are reflected. Okay, ipconfig. All right, so now I can see that the configuration, IP configuration that I've given in the adapter is reflected here. And from here, if you want to move to the PowerShell, you can just give the command PowerShell. So this will take you to the Windows PowerShell mode. As you can see here, it's not the CMD anymore, but Windows PowerShell. And okay, getnet IP address is the command to view the IP informations. It's more similar to the IP config that I've issued in CMD. Alright, so this is the very basic configuration of how you install a Windows Server and do the first few steps of configurations in the Windows Server 2019 environment. And I'll be coming up with more videos on how you switch back to the core mode. You don't need the GUI, but you can do the basic configuration using the GUI, and then you can switch over to core, as I said before. So wait for that, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any concerns regarding the topics, or you want me to include any topic of your interest, just put that in the comment box. Thank you.